Hello, beautiful peaches. Welcome to the Macros, Metabolism, and Motivation Beautiful Peach podcast. I'm your host, Caitlen, a reverse diet expert, sustainable fat loss nerd, and food freedom lover. After healing my own mind, body, and metabolism from the icky, restrict, binge, food guilt cycles, I became obsessed with helping other women do the same. I spent 6 years getting my bachelor's and master's degrees in all things nutrition, dietetics, and metabolism health, go Clemson Tigers, in order to start a science-backed, never cookie-cutter, always customized online macro and reverse diet coaching business. I have supported over 3,500 incredible women in their journey to endless results, and I am so excited to help you do the same. In this podcast, I will be teaching you how to break up with the yo-yo diet cycles, tips and tricks to heal your metabolism through reverse dieting. I will be giving away my sustainable weight loss secrets, all without you having to give up a single food you love. So if you're ready to rediscover that self-love and truly become the most confident, beautiful peach possible, grab a pen and a piece of paper, bump up your volume just a little, and let's dive right in. And don't forget to snag your completely free high-protein macro cookbook. All you need to do is submit a quality 5-star rate and review on this podcast, then fill out the form in the show notes so I know exactly where to send your cookbook. This will actually also automatically enter you into the weekly macro calculator giveaway. Every week, I give away a copy of my C. Schmidt macro calculator to one lovely, beautiful peach who has left an awesome 5-star rate and review on this podcast. The winner is announced every single week in my email newsletter email list, as well as my Instagram story. You can't miss it. So leave that 5-star rate and review, and I will see you in the episode. What is up, my beautiful peach? I am very excited about today's episode. We are going to be talking all about if you should reverse diet, if you have 10 plus pounds to lose. And I really actually want, I should have labeled this like, should you reverse diet if you have weight to lose overall? And I also don't like the word weight, so I should say fat. Should you reverse diet if you have fat to lose, okay? If you are in a calorie deficit, okay? If you're in a calorie deficit and you're not seeing weight loss, you're going to need a reverse diet to restore your metabolism. But if you have 50 plus pounds to lose, you might be in a place where you're like, yeah, but I really want to lose weight. I don't want a reverse diet, Caitlen. So this episode is going to talk all about that, give some action steps, and get you ready to rock and roll to actually get that weight off and keep it off long term, okay? So without further ado, let's dive into this episode. Should you reverse diet if you have 10 plus pounds to lose, or really if you have any weight to lose at all, any fat to lose? If you have been in a deficit of any kind, whether that is just a regular diet like keto, like Optavia, like Weight Watchers, low carb is keto, low fat, anything like that, or you have been calorie counting and restricting your calories, maybe you've been doing fat loss pills, these make you not hungry, or medications, right, impacting your hunger as well. You either lose weight and then you plateau, or you might not have seen any weight loss at all, okay? Why does this happen? Your metabolism actually adapts to the lower calorie intake. This is technically, the scientific term is called metabolic adaptation. This is what I wrote my master's thesis on, so I get very, very nerdy here. And it essentially causes your metabolism to adapt to that lower number, and it pushes you either into a plateau, so you're seeing no further weight loss, or it can actually start to promote weight regain, okay? Reducing your calories further. Say, for example, you're at 1,500 calories, you go down to 1,200 calories, next you go down to 1,000 calories. You are not going to see any further fat loss continuing, and it actually could cause that weight regain. So you really only, and the reason for this is because I'll give you a little bit of a science background here. I do have past episodes that walk into this a little bit more in depth, but the reason for this is because I actually have episodes that are, I think it's 4 episodes that go through the 4 phases of reverse dieting. I highly suggest going and checking those 4 out because they are really, really awesome episodes that give you literally
from step one to the end of like what the phases are, okay? Now, the reason why we go into a fat loss plateau is because our body feels like it's not getting enough food. 1,200 calories is the amount of food for a baby, okay? A child, a baby. You are a grown woman, okay? And our body has this protective mechanism, and it basically, when it's getting such a lack of fuel, its job, this protective mechanism, its job is to actually take all of the non-essential functions in our body and to put them to a side so it can function on the essential things like you breathing and living, okay, your heart beating, which means your energy is downregulated, your libido downregulated, fat loss, not essential to you living, downregulated, right? All of these different pieces are put to the side because it does not have enough fuel to have your body literally functioning at its best, okay? So the reason you're in a plateau is because all of those things are not essential. Your heart beating is essential. Your breathing is essential. That 1,200 calories is going to that, okay? Okay. Now, in this case, you only have two options. Number one, stay at this dangerously low intake, okay, which is not recommended because you aren't going to see any further fat loss. And instead, it's actually going to push you further into that metabolic damage, which please don't panic. I know that sounds so scary. The first time I heard it, I was like, wow, that sounds terrifying. 100% fixable. And that's what we're going to go through in this episode. Number two, you can reverse diet to heal your metabolism. And this is actually going to kickstart your healthy weight loss again, okay? However, here is the issue. So many people are so incredibly like hyper-focused on losing weight, and that is the only thing, that they're totally missing out that the long-term dieting is actually the problem that is hindering their fat loss, creating that metabolic damage and creating those internal body issues. So they continue to push further and further into these deficits, or they start to diet hop thinking, okay, well, keto, that didn't help me. Okay, well, why don't I try Weight Watchers? Well, that's not helping me. Okay, why don't I try medical weight loss? Well, that's not helping me. And I also want to say this, I will never, ever judge you. I really want you to know this. I will never judge for anything that you have ever tried. Quite literally, I know you are just trying to lose weight. I don't judge, okay? I have seen it all. I've probably done it all in the past. And I hear you, I see you. I know you are just desperately trying to lose weight. So I want you to hear me out in this episode. And when we are bouncing from one diet to the other, the common denominator is that these diets are putting you into restrictive places. So the problem isn't the diet that you have picked. The problem is your metabolism, okay? So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do a reverse diet, okay? Which, number one, this is going to repair our damaged metabolism. Since years of chronic dieting and eating too few calories can slow your metabolism, like I talked about previously, continuing to diet when your metabolism is already slowed is going to further push that damage, making weight loss nearly impossible in the long run, okay? And I don't even mean nearly impossible. It's going to make it impossible, period, end of story, okay? So when we are instead reverse dieting, this is actually going to gradually increase our overall intake, okay? And it's going to, without the weight regain, okay? And it's going to allow our metabolism to recover. Trisket sees a squirrel, so she might start barking. To be determined. I might need to pause this episode. Okay, Trisket sees squirrels and she goes absolutely insane. So I had to remember from The Office. Now she's downstairs barking at squirrels, so hopefully you still can't hear her. So instead, when we are reverse dieting, we are gradually increasing our intake, okay? Allowing our metabolism to recover. And you can hear her, she's back at my door whining. But allowing our metabolism to recover and function efficiently, okay? Making fat loss even easier, okay? Making it easier. The really cool thing about this is it actually protects your metabolism from further harm and sets you up for long-term success. I am going to have to hold Trisket in the rest of this episode. She's in my lap right now because she is so excited about the squirrels and she won't stop whining. So we're just going to hold her in my lap.
I want to interrupt this oh so lovely podcast episode of mine to let you know that BPM, my beautiful peach mastermind, is open for enrollment. BPM is my high-level group coaching program for women who want to reverse diet to heal their metabolism from that restrictive burnout so they can lose the weight and keep it off for good. It is for women who want to increase their energy and joy for life so they can chase after their kiddos, go out to eat with their significant other, and even have wine night with the girls without that restrict, binge, and food guilt cycle. As a bonus, all of my BPM clients get complimentary access to my reverse diet course, where you will learn exactly how to adjust macros for reverse dieting on your own. This quite literally includes my own personal spreadsheets that help you customize your reverse diet for your success. I even threw in my alcohol plug-and-play tracker for you ladies. Go ahead and apply through the link in the show notes or hop over to my Instagram and feel free to send me the DM BPM sneak peek for my inside look of the program details. I can't wait to see your application and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Now, number 2. It is going to give you increased energy levels when reverse dieting. So when we are in low calorie deficits and these low calorie diets, what's essentially happening is it's going to leave you feeling, number 1, fatigued and lethargic. But number 2, what's happening is because, like I mentioned earlier, our body's protective mechanism, when our metabolism is slowing, it is to basically put aside the non-vital functions. And this means that your energy is going to be down-regulated, okay? So when we are reverse dieting, we are eating more food, okay? Your body has more fuel, which means you have more energy for your workouts, for your daily activities, and this in turn makes fat loss and muscle building more effective, okay? So it is such a huge win-win. Trisket is desperate to get this squirrel, you guys. It is so funny. She's like sitting here ready to attack for the squirrels outside. I so apologize for the little distractions, but little Trisket's in this episode with me. Let's see if I can get her more comfortable. It's the way she's like standing in my legs. It's probably not that comfortable, but that's okay. Now, number 3, when we are preserving our muscle mass through this reverse diet, it's actually going to ensure that we are consuming enough protein and calories, okay, to support our muscle growth. You can be eating enough protein for your body, but not enough calories, and this is not going to preserve your muscle mass, okay? And this is crucial when it comes to improving your body composition. As muscle is being built, this is actually going to help us burn fat and overall give you the physique that you really, really want. And even if the scale is not moving, I have some past episodes that talk all about this. If you go to episode 146, which is should you weigh yourself when you're reverse dieting, and episode 147, how to know if you should stop weighing yourself. These two talk a bit more in depth on why the scale might not be moving and why this is not a bad thing, okay? But it's going to really, when we're going through this reverse diet process, it's helping us preserve muscle mass and to build more muscle, which is actually going to help with our overall fat loss, okay? Next, it's going to reduce our hunger and our cravings. So when we are consuming far too few calories, this can actually really trigger intense hunger and cravings, which causes overeating, right? So binge eating, but it's also actually going to cause issues to our hormonal regulation. So when we are reverse dieting, we are gradually increasing the amount that we are eating, okay? Which is stabilizing those hunger hormones, which is incredibly helpful, reducing our cravings and improving our relationship with food, okay? Which leads into improving hormonal balance. Chronic calorie restrictions can disrupt hormone levels, particularly those related to hunger, our stress, our fat storage, okay, like cortisol and leptin. So when we are actually reverse dieting, it helps restore that balance, which is making it easy for your body to function and also burn fat. And 6, enhanced, oh my gosh, there's so many in here. I have a few more here. Enhanced mental health. So this is I don't know why I use the word enhancing, but it makes our mental health so much better. When we're eating more food, it's putting less stress on our body, number one, because our body needs more fuel. But number two, it's actually reducing the overall stress and anxiety around food, okay? Because you're enjoying meals without guilt, okay? And this can have a huge, huge, huge impact on your overall well-being and your mental health when it comes to food, okay? I'm now scratching Tristan. She's leaning so far into it. Yes, you. And this allows you to really get a lot of food freedom when it comes to restrictive eating and that start over cycle. And all of these together compounding leads to a smoother weight loss period, okay? If you imagine you're eating 1,200 calories and you are not seeing success, okay? You are in a plateau, you are not seeing any kind of success, okay? What this essentially means is that you need to do that reverse diet. Let me see if I can maneuver Trisket really quickly here. She's gonna fight this. Hi, I'm gonna have her sit towards me and face away from the squirrels. It can help you have a smooth weight loss because if you're eating 1,200 calories and you reverse diet all the way up to 2,600 calories as this example, and you have 50 pounds to lose, if you're eating 1,200 calories and you try to do a calorie deficit from 1,200 calories, you have nowhere to go. You've got 1,000 calories, you've got 900 calories, but these are not going to give you any further weight loss. They're just going to push that metabolic damage. So instead, if you do that reverse diet and you get all the way up to 2,600 calories, right? You have spent all of this time healing your hormonal balance, getting more energy, focusing on your mental health, right? All of those pieces above, I'll keep listing them. Reducing your hunger and cravings, enhancing your muscle mass, really building muscle, which is also going to promote more burning of fat, more fat loss. And then also really repairing your metabolic damage so your body is no longer in that, that protective mode. It's no longer trying to push all of those non-vital functions away. It's bringing them back in, okay? And on top of that, you're eating more food, right? So you've gone into a place where you've had body recomp, you're feeling amazing, you have no more metabolic damage. And just like that, you're eating 2,600 calories without all of that weight regain that happens when you just eat more. Reverse dieting has a very, very, very specific method to it. Okay, this is what I teach my clients and what I wrote in my master's degree or my master's thesis on. And this allows you, Trisket, honey, wants to get down so bad. This basically will get you into a place where you can lose the weight, okay, keep it off without ever having to go through metabolic damage and massive restriction again, okay? You are healing your body. So if you are eating in a low calorie intake and you have more weight to lose, you want to do a reverse diet first, okay? And I know it's hard. I know it's hard when you want to lose weight and you're like, I don't want to reverse diet. I don't want to take the time to do that. But you really have to give yourself that mental check of, if I don't do this reverse diet now, I will continue down the path of metabolic damage. I will continue down the path of plateaus. I won't be seeing those changes happen. And I'm really kind of wasting time that I could be healing my body in that reverse diet and then getting into a place where you're actually losing that weight. So it's going to expedite your process and get you to that end fat loss goal faster if you do a reverse diet now, okay? So with all of this, I am so sorry for the little Trisket interruptions. I'm gonna let her go chase the squirrels and get all crazy and excited. But I really hope this was an educational podcast episode for you. I know it can be tough to do that reverse diet when you want to lose that weight right here and now, but truly, 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 it is the best possible thing you could ever do for yourself. I have people who come to me who are, in this space. I've had actually a few BPM clients who enrolled recently who basically one of them, I think 2 years ago, she was like, reached out to me for the first time, was like, I really want to do a reverse diet. She was eating 1,200 calories. She ended up just not going through with it. 2 years later, she came back and she was like, Caitlen, I've literally wasted 2 years eating 1,200 calories, doing all these diets, wasting so much money on all these different things. She tried medical weight loss. She did all these different things. She's like, I've spent close to $10,000 in 2 years. And she's like, I'm kicking myself so much for not just going with it and working with you and doing the reverse diet. And we're now in a place where she's already eating. I mean, at this point, I think she's like literally already close to 300 calories more. Her weight's looking amazing. Her body's feeling good. Her energy's coming up. Her libido's feeling so good. And it's one of those things where I don't want you to think you've wasted so much time. You don't know until you know, right? And now you know, and now you can take action, and now you can go get it done. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please know I'm always, always, always here to support you. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye, my beautiful peach. Say bye, Trisket.